Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss, and I'm popping in today because we're going to rest. We're going to rest for 20 minutes. Not because we're lazy, not because we don't have other things to do, not because we're not productive or ambitious or have dreams or goals or desires, but because rest is vital. Rest is vital for us to feel grounded, to feel centered, for us to have the clarity around the things we want to bring into fruition, to have the energy to bring the things that we want into fruition. Right? We're resting so that on the other side of rest, we feel refreshed, we feel refocused, we feel revitalized so that we can approach the things that we want to do with more energy and more grace and more clarity so that we can enjoy our lives and enjoy the things we want to bring to life, enjoy the people in our lives. So we're going to rest. So grab yourself some props. You don't need a lot. I'm going to set up in a way that I love Shavasana. You can set it up the same way I am, or you can set up a different version, but we're going to rest together. So I've got two blocks, my bolster, and a few blankets. And I've got my little cloth for my eyes that I like. It's soft. I'm going to place my blocks a few inches apart at the foot end of my yoga mat, and I'm putting them on the mid height. So there's a little bit of elevation. And then from here, I'm going to put my bolster on top. Okay. And then I'm going to make a little pillow for my head. You can use a pillow. If you have just a pillow, you can use a pillow. And I'm going to turn my blanket. I've got it in sort of the standard fold. I'm going to turn it so the fringe, the long side, is to the right or to the left. And I'm going to fold the back end of it about 3/4 of the way. So there's a little tail where that's going to tuck under my shoulders. And then this top part that I just folded over, I'm going to tuck in the corners and make a little cradle, if you will, for my head. And then from here, I want to make sure I have a blanket that I'm going to cover up with. I would also say, friends, like if you have cozy socks, put your cozy socks on so that you feel super warm. And then I have one other blanket that I think I might use on my pelvis. But I'll show you that in a sec. So first things first, I've got my knees up and over. They're resting on the bolster. My feet are off. I kind of like that feeling of just letting my feet have some air. And then I'm going to ease back for a sec to make sure that my pillow's in the right spot. And when I get there, I'm going to let the back of my rib cage get a little heavy like a hammock. I'm going to snuggle that bottom little tier of blanket under my shoulders. I'm going to bring the top tier, the cradle, under and around my head and really kind of snuggle everything in so I feel held. Now, the thing that I was talking about before was I think, hard when you're sitting on the blanket, I'm going to take my blanket and just lightly place it on my pelvis. I kind of like the weight, like right at the thigh pelvis juncture there, the hip joint area. I like the weight there. I like the way it relaxes my back a little bit. So you can play with that. You could also put it across your shins. It's also a really nice feeling. And then we'll take one more blanket to cover up so that you're warm. And then that'll be it, except for your eye cover, so that you can get cozied in 20 minutes. Here we go. Take a gentle breath in and let it go. And as you let your breath go, see if you can feel your belly soften a bit. Invite a little release through your jaw. And let your lips soften. Let the skin on your face begin to soften. Let your eyes rest and relax. Let all the muscles along your head release. And gently let your attention move inward, away from all the outside stuff. Let it move inward. And let your attention come to sit and rest with your breath. keeping your body just as soft and still as it is right now. Feel your next breath in and feel your next breath out. And then gently invite a little wiggle through your fingers and your toes. Make any other small movements that would feel delicious and nourishing. And then as you breathe your next breath in, and slowly, one by one, bend your knees. And gently roll to the side. And take a moment on your side to enjoy a few rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, you can use your hands for a little support to press your way up to sit. And take a moment to sit with your breath. Then in the residue of your 20 minutes of rest. And then we'll softly bring the hands together at your heart. Gently bow forward with great gratitude for carving out this time to put yourself at the top of the list, to give yourself the rest that you so need and deserve. Namaste. Thank you so much for meeting me here, for giving yourself this practice. It's a radical act of self-care. And I think that like when we step out into this world, we're a different version of ourselves, a better version of ourselves. And you're bringing that goodness, that light into the world more fully. Thank you so much for doing this. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.